Hey, man, Newish 9 every night, 9 o'clock. They let me play new music and see every once in a while I invite my famous friends to come through. Sometimes they actually show up. We're clapping in the studio right now. Carmen, how you feeling?
What up, what up, what up, Pete?
My man, hip-hop is in the building right now.
Yes, sir, man. We love hip-hop, man. I'm here for hip-hop, man. I'm just glad to be here.
I heard something dope that you said in another interview, that being from hip-hop has helped you in Hollywood not lose yourself.
Oh, man, for sure, man. Like this, hip-hop is a culture that's true to who you are. It's true to the streets. It's true to your roots. So, you know, just me coming from hip-hop, it helped shape me. It helped me remind me of who I am.
Always.
Yeah, so wherever I go, it's not like everywhere I go I'm rapping, but I know who I am. Hip-hop is a culture that, like,
100%.
you know, and it's like, if something don't feel right, it feel fake to me, I think, you know, being from Chicago and being a part of hip hop, I don't rock with nothing that ain't right. So if it's fake, I ain't rocking with it.
And you're the epitome of like a true school MC who really doesn't chase trends.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, I mean, you've had your moments where you experimented. You know, there's a, you know, Electric Circus and things where you're trying new things.
Yeah.
But you've always maintained common. That's dope. The acting stuff has been incredible. Every time you pop up in a film, I'm like, yes, my man. Like, I'm such an advocate for hip-hop culture, and when I see people like you succeed, and I see you in, like, Date Night with Steve Carell, I'm like, it's such a win.
Yeah, it's a win thank you for that. I want to say, like, I feel that way when I see, like, we come from this culture that when we see some of ours doing well or expanding to another arena, man, we got to remember that's us. Like, that's the extension of us.
100%.
Man. Yeah, and I thank you for that, because you know, sometimes people will be like, well, not many, because people support me as an actor, but but you know, when you do, like, stretch out and go into new places, you know, some people sometimes like, why you doing that? But it's like, man, I'm an actor, I'm an artist, and I'm coming from hip hop, so I'm just saying, man, we all can do what we want, whatever that vision or that dream is, you know?
Yeah, and it's nice, the roles that you get, they don't really deviate too far from kind of like what I could see you, maybe somebody you knew, or it's like true roles for you. It's not like you're going all the way over here doing comedy. It's dope the way that they're kind of building you into your career, but I know the future for you in the acting is going to be unbelievable. You know what I mean? That's really, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, as an actor, I'll go anywhere, meaning I can go anywhere, you know? So, I mean, when I look at careers, I want my career to be, you know, like reaching the levels of a Denzel Washington or Leonardo DiCaprio or Sean Penn, like great actors that we look at. So I'm open to doing different types of roles just because that's what an actor does.
Yeah, man.
You know? And, man. And it's just, part of it is just really showing the world, you know, what you can do in that. The world at this point is Hollywood. The people that choose you for roles, you know, in that world, they got to see you. And you gotta, sometimes you gotta go in there and audition, which I do all the time. You know, even you know, even though I've been in films, sometimes you get a film, but sometimes you gotta audition. So to me, man, I'm about like doing the work that it takes to be great. Meaning, like, as an actor, as an artist, you know, as an MC, I'm gonna do that.
You gotta love the work to really be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people go in for the glitz in the moment, and they're in and out really fast. But if you love the work and you love your craft, you'll be here forever.
Yeah, you'll be in there forever. You just stay true to it and keep growing, man, because you always gotta grow.
That's what it is, man. Let's talk Nobody's Smiling. This album, stupid. It's crazy.
Thanks,
I love you and No ID.
Thanks, G.
You know, and I know that, you know, we all know No ID was Kanye's mentor in a lot of ways. And I know you work with Dilla and you've worked with Premier and the gods of the game. You know what I mean? Talk about the difference of working with somebody like Kanye and working with somebody like No ID. Are there similarities?
Well, it's similarities in the fact that we all come from the same place, which is Chicago, the Southside, and we've known each other. I've known No ID since the 4th grade, and he produced my first 3 albums, so we got a certain just chemistry that just can't be touched, you know, just as far as like, that's just what it is. Working with Kanye is like working with somebody who I've known since he was around 19 years old, and we didn't get to work together till later, but I was around and he was working, but he's like one of them supremely talented people that's gonna always push the envelope and push you. And I think, you know, both of them will push me now, because I think even No ID, as much as he mentored Kanye, I think he learned some things from Kanye. And I think obviously Kanye has learned some things from No ID. So it is some similarities, but they still got their own personalities. But the one thing I say is they both will bring out the best in you as an artist.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Any chance you ever getting in the back in the studio with Premier?
Oh man, yeah, it's a great chance. I'll get up with Primo. I think Primo is one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
And you know, whenever whatever song is right,
yeah,
I'll work with Primo.
No, those are some of my favorite joints. You know
Thanks,
what I'm saying?
bro.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Yeah.
Chicago native, obviously you rep it to the fullest. I see you got the black ones on today.
Yeah.
What's your favorite mics of all time?
Man, probably the threes, man, the original threes.
The cement joints, yeah.
I like them. Those are the Igwa skin joints, right?
Very dope.
Yeah, I love them joints, man. Like,
it's a classic shoe.
When they first came out, we was rocking them joints, and they still like classic. Yeah. I was thinking, man, Jordan is so cold. Like his shoes is still selling. Like I just saw somehow he was the like highest paid NBA player ever. I mean, just obviously off of all his endorsements, his stuff is still making $100 million a year.
It's crazy,
more, if not more, and he's a billionaire now.
No, it's an unbelievable, and the way they've been able to like kind of keep it alive. And whenever you think of Chicago, you always think of Mike, and it's like them shoes are epic. They're like legendary. When I saw you came out, I'm like, we got the right shoes on. You know, you're doing his thing. Them black on black joints is tough though. I want to know what your favorite was. You know what I mean? I'm a Jordan head too. You know what I mean? It's tough to pick. I like the fours, the cement fours, the white joints. Yeah. So clean. Yeah. The fives were my favorite for a while. I'm teetering right now.
You know what's crazy? I was a ball boy for the Bulls when Michael Jordan first came in. Yeah. So I got a pair of his first Air Jordans, the red, white, and black ones.
Yeah.
I gave them to my man. I gave them to my old man, like straight off Mike's feet after like couple games of playing. He signed them and everything.
And your dad hooped, seriously.
Yeah, my dad, he played in the ABA.
I read your book, and the first opening part of your book tells this amazing, crazy story about your dad trying to like kind of revive his NBA career and riding across the country with you and your mom, and it was like and super intense.
Yeah, it was.
And when I read that, I was like, this dude came from something ill. Like that's something that very few people experience in that type of intense situation. And your dad being a star, and you still play at all? You still? I know you hoop for serious.
I hooped. I used to hoop a lot, man. I ain't been playing as much, but I still love the game.
Of course.
Yeah, and it's just like, I watch the game now, but I still could play.
Yeah, you happy that LeBron went back to Cleveland?
Yeah, I think that's, originally I loved seeing him and D-Wade together because they just got that chemistry, and D-Wade, my guy, and I love LeBron too. Mm-hmm. But now that he's in Cleveland, and what he said he went back for was just like, what he did go back for is helping out the people of Cleveland. And I'm saying it's bigger than basketball,
Very
which
dope.
he always stood for that to me. Because I like when Trayvon Martin was killed, the Heat was the ones that wore the hoods and stuff, and was like, yo,
they set the precedent, yeah.
And like LeBron seems like he always stands for something just more than basketball. His mind is on other things also, which is great when you one of the greatest players to ever do it, and really care about the people. I was like, man, LeBron bringing it back home. That's what I'm talking about. I'm bringing it back home.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's smiling. It's me bringing it back home.
100%. And this new album is like, it sounds like, it don't sound like you really skipped a step from B. It's very much the same thing. It's like very dope, boom bap, but new school feel to it. Talk about this project and putting this thing together. What was the process like?
Well, man, me and No ID was sitting around with one of our guys named Mike Chavez, who's my A&R, and we was talking about, man, what I wanted to do with music, and then we was like, man, we got to do not only some things with music, but we got to go back to Chicago and do some things, because it's just been a lot of violence.
No, 100%.
People going through it in Chicago. So with that being said, that was the inspiration behind putting this project together. We was like, man, we're going to have an activism component to it, where we going in the community. So we started working on the music. The music was coming real natural. I really feel like a new artist in a way, just because I just felt like, oh man, I could, No ID was doing new beats, just the chemistry we got, just the fun of thinking about just making music and what its purpose is for. So man, the beat started getting to a place where it was like a new sound. It was classic hip hop, but it's a new sound. And I think this is the first album that one of the first albums since B that I released that's really like, is present, meaning it's relevant for right now. Sometimes I release albums like, as we spoke, Electric Circus, where it might be ahead of its time.
Creative,
or sometimes, some albums just have the classic feel, and people are like, okay, that's classic hip hop. But this one has really got a fresh new sound, but it still, you know, feels classic, but it's a new sound. So, and with that being said, it allowed me to rap in different ways, and I just went back to what I do as a Chicago dude, like just on some Chicago-ish. MCing, bro.
Boom bap, bro. You know, the real stuff, you know what I mean? Out now, we got Common in the studio, Newish at 9, Nobody's Smiling, one of the hottest albums of the year, probably the album of the summer.
Thanks, bro.
And now, you're really doing your thing, man. We applaud what you do. We're loving that you're here right now, you know what I mean? And we're going to play this record for you. Can you introduce this joint? You got this thing with Big Sean.
Yes, sir.
It's on the album. You can get it on iTunes. He's on Def Jam right now, making major moves. Chicago's in the building. Parker Vision's in full effect right now.
Yes, sir.
Introduce it for the DMV. Let's go.
Shout out to my man Parker. Check this out, y'all. We're going to do it like this. This is Common. You're about to check out Diamonds featuring Big Sean off the album Nobody's Smiling, the Newish at 9. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Give me a story, something happened back in the day with one of the greats, man. Like, you ever met Big? Do you meet Big?
Well, yeah. That was actually, I met Big, man, and he came and kicked it with me and some of my guys. Actually, we went down and kicked it at his hotel. Me and some of my guys when we was he was in Chicago, and he was chilling, man. It was just me, him, Lil C's, D-Rock, and some of them. Couple girls. We just hung out and had a good time. Then, you know, another story with Tupac. He was rocking at this joint called the China Club. And he came and saw I was there. He was like, yo, brought me up on stage. Me and my boys, you know, just drinking and kicking it. He just gave me a lot of love. Tupac was a real guy, him and Big.
That's phenomenal, bro. That you know what I mean? I talk to people all the time about their experiences meeting some of the greats, and it's like, you know, like my man Tracy Lee. Tracy Lee was managed by Mark Pitts, so he was there with Big this whole time, and Trace had this huge record, 97, you know what I mean? But he's kind of cooled down a little bit. Just hearing some of his perspectives and the stories of that era, it really interesting. Because I was a fan. I was in high school. I was a spectator. You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, that era was a special era, man. It's good that we can capture that and respect that. And then, you know, we take it to the future.